Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Kareem. My name is Dalia Mogahed, and I wanted to tell you a story about gratitude. I had the great honor of being able to visit Turkey right after the earthquake and got to help deliver aid to some of the survivors there. And I remember before heading out, I was told by the organizers of the trip, Baitul Mal, that we would be staying in tents in the impacted areas. So I was ready for that kind of an experience. I got all of the necessary sort of clothing and equipment that I needed to be outside in the winter, sleeping in a tent. And then at the last minute, as we were leaving, I was told, no, we weren't actually going to be staying in tents, that we would be staying in a hotel. So anyway, I brought my heavy winter clothing anyway, and we headed to Turkey, and we were able to spend the day delivering aid, visiting orphans, really getting a perspective of all that people had lost. And after that day, after that long day of spending time and being in the presence of these beautiful, resilient people that had been through so much, we checked into our hotel, which of course had walls and a roof and was not a tent. But as hotels go, wasn't what you would call a nice hotel. And I'm just explaining that this hotel wouldn't be a place that under totally different circumstances would be easy to stay in. It had no hot water. The heat only worked sometimes. It smelled a little bit like cigarettes. But wow, it was like a 5-star hotel to me after that day because of the perspective I had gained. And when I got home after that trip, walked into my house with my children being there safe and sound, with the walls being upright and we had heat and it was well lit. It was a feeling that I had never had before. I remember it was raining the night that I arrived home from my trip, and I was dry and I was warm, and my brothers and sisters in so many parts of the world were not. They were cold and they were wet, and many of them had lost family members. And so Ramadan really is a time to gain perspective. It's a time to seek gratitude, to understand what gratitude means, and to understand that those who have less than us, it's not because we're better than them, it's not because we're smarter, it's not because we're more pious. We are simply being tested in a different way, and they're being tested. Our test is, will we show gratitude, and will we show empathy versus apathy? Will we show compassion, or will we just turn away? So this Ramadan, I hope that we can all learn to keep our loved ones close, to find the true contentment and pleasure of the things that we have, that we take for granted, and to make sure that part of that gratitude that we now have is in giving to those who have less and in acts of service. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.